guys, it's Clarice. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I want to share a few tips and tricks on how to maintain a 6.0 GPA and how to absolutely dominate the 2026 academic year. So with the format of this video, I'm gonna be doing the ins and outs trend. So I've been seeing this trend quite a lot, and I've seen how people share their habits and how they wanna bring some good habits into the new year and then put the bad habits behind. So I wanted to take that idea and put this into this format. So we're gonna be doing the 2026 academic ins and outs. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Number one is to be prepared. So that's pretty straightforward. Everyone can be prepared, but the way that we prepare is what matters. So with universities, you usually get course outlines, and also with the high schools, you'll get course outlines way ahead of your first day in class. So with that, I like to make a trimester planner. So I like to jot down all the dates of the assessment way before they're due, just so I know like which week it's due and which week would be the busiest for me. So as you can see on the screen, I've got a trimester planner here. So as you can see, I've got all of my subjects here. So we've got two columns, and I've got every assessment that would be due for that course, and I've also got written down there like when to start the assessment. So I've got all of the assignments written down there, as well as dates to start the assessment, as well as the weighting, as well as the word counts, just so I know how big of an assignment it is. So that's how I do it. And then on my right hand side here, I've got all my priorities. So just for example, like that's my goals for the year. I'm gonna be writing a lot of reflective pieces. So I've got the practice reflective writing, then I got workbooks as well, so complete weekly workbook activities and revise content weekly and start making study notes early. So with that, I actually haven't updated it because I don't actually have any exams this year, but also my goal is to just keep up with content weekly. So I think I can just concise it to 3 priority lists. And I've also got like a little affirmational motto, if you will, which is think, plan, execute, and that just makes me motivated to keep going with my studies. And I've got my GPA goal, which is to maintain my 6.0 at the moment. And if I can go above that, then that would be great. So that's that. And another thing I do is to pencil in my classes into my calendar. So I've made my own sort of bullet journal type stuff. Like I made it myself, like I drew all of this myself, and I've got my classes here. Well, not all of it, but just I'm halfway through preparing for uni myself as well. So I'm gonna put the rest of my classes in here. I'm only taking 2 subjects, so that's not too bad. And I'm gonna be putting the rest of it in all of these calendar that I've made. And I've also got on this side like goals for January. So I've also got the priority list in here, so which is what I showed you in the digital trimester planner. And then I've also got things I want to do just for fun, because you can't always work all the time, you gotta play as well. Now that we've covered preparation, let's talk about how you actually manage your time once the semester starts. So with this, delegation is key. So when you're delegating your time appropriately, that's when you can maximize your time. With study, time management and delegation, I think would be very important to make sure that you dominate the year as an academic weapon. That's definitely helped me maintain my 6.0 GPA. What I do is I block out study periods, and I put that in my calendar, and I make sure that I don't double book myself or make any social outing plans for that day or for that time that I'm gonna be studying. I usually personally, I like to study for the whole day, so I like to block out a whole day of just studying and maybe just putting like study breaks in between. Like I might go to the gym, or I might go for a walk just to clear my brain before I go to the next study session of the day. I like to also plan what I'm going to be studying. So as you can see, I've got my Notion here. So my Notion notebook, I like to use that for ticking off my to-do list. So here I've got my 2 subjects, so I'm gonna click on the page. So I've got a list of what I need to do to prep for the new semester. So that's completing the module 1 and taking notes, adding assessment day to the trimester planner, downloading the study chart, penciling in the classes into physical and digital planner, and researching planetary health, which is for the assessment. So I've got that written down here so that I can block out a day or time to complete this task. So I've got that in my calendar as well. And I've also got that written down on my Microsoft To Do. So I like using all these apps so I can keep track of what I'm doing. So my Microsoft To Do, I've got a few things in here as well. This is more like a day-to-day thing. So in here I've got my day section. So it says take notes on community modules. When it does get busy, I do like to fill up my days with tasks. So when the semester starts, I can expect to have a few things on my list in my Microsoft To Do. If you also want more tips on that, I've also done a video on study tips, just to help you delegate tasks and know what to do when you're blocking out study periods. Now it's number 3 is using AI as a tool instead of something that will do your work. So AI is not for shortcuts, it's for summarizing, clarifying, and organizing. So I know it can be hard to just not let AI do your work, and I know some people do that, but that's going out. That's definitely not in, because they do know when you use AI, so you don't want to be flagged for academic misconduct because of that. So with AI, it's really easy to use it, but it can also be misused easily. So with that, I would suggest just using it for lectures. What I do with mine is, with live lectures, I know that it's recorded. So at the end of the lecture, I take the recording and then put the transcript into ChatGPT. So sometimes I can't attend the lecture, so I just watch a recording. And then I take the transcript and put that into ChatGPT, and then I ask ChatGPT to summarize the key points of that, and then I use that as my study points. So that really helps me to narrow down like what the most important key takeaways are, instead of just writing notes in verbatim. Number 4, so my suggestion is to get an academic mentor. So I have one myself, and she's very lovely, and she helps me with all of my academic success as well as professional development. With having an academic mentor, you can gain advice on employability options for you, as well as academic advice, like just how to write assessments, how to tackle the year, like what I'm doing now, like I'm giving you tips on how to dominate the academic year. And they can also help you with how to be professional and how to be more employable. So it's really great to have an academic mentor. I know with my academic mentor, we meet up once or twice every trimester or semester, I should say, and just catch up and just tell her what's going on with me academically, and also I tell her some stuff about my personal life, because as a human being, of course, you're gonna not just look at one area of your life to understand someone. So we really have built a good rapport, and that's really good for your resume as well, to see that you have engaged in mentorship. And I'm also a peer mentor myself, so I have mentees that I guide and I help them navigate the university life, and it's just a really good way to expand my communication skills and to hone those interpersonal skills. So my last ins and outs is to use an assignment tracker. So with this, you can track the progress of your assignment and see what kind of tasks you need to be doing by a due date. So I like to use this assignment tracker that they suggested at my university. So this website is called Assignment Calculator, and it's by University of Minnesota. Example of one of my assignments is oral presentation. It's a group project, but it's an individual oral presentation. So it's due on the 16th of March. So step 1, get started. Things to note: assessment due date, word limit, referencing, style, formatting, instructions, and submission details. You can also download a calendar reminder for that. And by February 12th, you analyze the task, you identify keywords, generating ideas, making a plan or concept map for groups, allocate roles or tasks, and plan meeting times now. By February 19th, 2026, search for quality information, go to library guides and find your subject guide, blah, 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 blah. Note taking and using sources. Paraphrase and summarize the most relevant information. Look for patterns within your notes. Organize your notes and link them to your plan and step 5, and so on and so forth. So you get the idea. So it gives you a really detailed breakdown of your task, and it's really good because it's dated as well. So that's a really nice way to keep track of your group project or like your assignments or whatnot. So I would really recommend using an assignment calculator. It really saves you a lot of time into planning. It's just laid out there for you, and it's a really good way to keep track of your projects and your assignments. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're starting a new semester, I'd love to know. Comment down below and share what you're studying or what you struggle with the most about staying on top of your work. I read all of your comments, so it really helps me to know what you actually need for my future videos. If you found this video helpful and you want more content on studying smarter, staying organized, or maintaining a high GPA, please make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything from me. I'll see you in the next one. Good luck this semester. You got this.